Hey there, future fellow weirdo of the flock. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are great and found a reason to smile today. Welcome. Haha. Welcome. I know it took a long time to get here. You don't even know where you're going. You just hopped a bus from to nowhere from Bizarre World. Fuck yeah, you did. And then you passed the Twilight Zone. Although I don't think you know that you did. But you are way past the Twilight Zone. Men are men here. You hit the fork in the road and you look both ways for traffic that never comes. So don't worry. You guys are the first visitors here in a long time. No, I'm just kidding. But everybody is scared of the left side because it's just too bright over there. But everybody takes the right because there are raccoons. So take the right. That is the wrong button. That's the wrong. Oh shit. Is my microphone out again? Oh my god. And there's nobody here to tell me if my microphone's out. Oh my god. Oh my god. I talk too much. Uh, look, right here. My microphone. Okay. Awesome. I know what's happening, don't I? I do. I know what's happening. But anyways, you took the ride and then you walked and there was this building and it's kind of dilapidated. And you're like, what the fuck is this? This dilapidated ass building. Well, I will tell you, it is the party pen, the most offensive church this side of the YouTuberverse. Yeah. And what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said, because he did not fucking say that. Bite me. He did not say that. Oh, look. I don't even remember having a pot pie. But there's the proof that I had a pot pie. anyway, anyway, this book, God Said What, is God's unofficial biography, Das Bible, as read by yours truly, the ghetto redneck Bible lady, the saint of awesome, your super stone sage, Saint Nikki K the Great. Clap for me, I clap for you. Yeah, oh yeah, we have a good time. So, I want to tell everybody that God is no longer mad. Well, that we can tell. He's preoccupied showing off his brand new house that he made for himself because these people let his house down here be destroyed. And he's like, fuck y'all, I built my own shit. So God built his own shit. And now he's telling Ezekiel how grand this place is and making him take down measurements for some reason. So we're reading the schematics of God making these terrible ass people jealous with his new rockin' bachelor pad. Yeah, it's a thing. God's being petty because he's like, you know what? You know what? I'll just make my own. And that's what God is doing. Well, he already made his own. And now he's telling Ezekiel to make sure these people know that he is terrible. Soundboard's not working. I can hear you, but it's different. Oh my god. Okay. Let me. Why can't I fast forward? Son of a bitch. And it's weird sounding. Son of a biscuit eater. Biscuit bullshit. Hold on. Son of a biscuit. Hold on. Let me. I guess good thing I changed my shirt today. No, I'm just kidding. Except for I'm not just kidding. Removable disc. That is this one. Eject. Ah, man. Check plugs. I was working when you started. It's okay. I hear some white noise. You touched the soundboard and it stopped working. Okay. Well, will you tell me about it now? Oh, somebody followed me. So come and come and talk to me. Except for my sound's not working. Hold on, it's got this working. It was working when you started. No, son of a biscuit eating biscuit pants. Okay, that was in God voice, and God voice is not working. Son of a bitch. I don't know what to do, Miss Muddy. It was working when you started. Yeah, I know. And it says that it's working. It, no, no, it doesn't say if it's working. Son of a bitch. No, it does say that it's working. But somehow it switched to microphone array. Hold on. Okay, how do I sound right now? Okay. Connected microphone array. So I shut it off. And I turned it back on. So, dude, if we gotta spend all fucking day doing this, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Okay. So I shut it off and I turned it back on. And I'm going into God voice right now. Well, squirrel voice. Will you tell me if it's working? This is squirrel voice right now. Because God's not coming in if this isn't working. No. Son of a bitch. See? Oh, okay. What about now? Because it just did something. It made a sound. Okay. Look, it made a sound. And oh, look, it did something. And it said it's doing something. Did it work? No. Yes. It's still squeaky voice. Did it work? No. 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 My God. Why isn't it working? Hey, Chris. We don't have God voice. God's not here with us today. And that, oh, it says it's on, but what do I do? This only happens sometimes, and I usually get it. Well, okay. You want to try to restart the stream? There was an underground explosion a block from my house. Have been without power for a while. Oh my God, that's got to be terrible. And I guess I'm going to have to restart the stream. But I don't know. I'm going to have to restart everything. Like, restart my computer, restart this shit. You know what? I still have white noise in the background. Okay. Well, I guess will you guys wait for me? Okay. I guess wait right here and I'll restart my computer. Could it be my mic? No, because it's hooked to my computer and it says it's working. And I haven't really, well, I guess I did kind of touch it a little bit. And I said I wasn't going to touch it. And I touched it. Hey, Robert, welcome. See, I don't want to start my stream. Everybody's here. I I'm gonna have to restart it. But you know what? Okay. Is this any better? No, my microphone is just not working. Again, it just does that. It just stops working sometimes. And it did it before Christmas also. Okay. See, it doesn't sound white noisy now. Okay. Squeaky voice. No, squeaky voice isn't working. Oh my god. Okay. See, I don't know what to do. I'm having real problems. Hi, Ginger Nuts. Is that name? Okay, well, fuck it. I don't know what to do about my soundboard. I don't know what to do. It was working and then apparently it stopped working. And I don't know what to do about it. Hold on. Okay. So now my microphone is plugged. No, that's my computer making white noise sound. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Oh, hi, Neil. You clicked the right button at some point. Yeah, I clicked the God said what video, or the God said what button, and then it stopped working after that. And I think it might be because, I don't know, I guess I said something that just made my microphone stop working. I don't know. But whatever that white noise is totally from my computer. And I don't know how to get rid of that. So I don't know what to do. So yeah, I don't know what to do. But I do know that we are on chapter 41, which is more schematics and more shit I don't want to read. Yeah, it's so much more shit I don't want to read. And I especially don't want to read it if God voice is working and not working, because I want him to get just as aggravated as me for reading this. Because I don't even know why he would put this shit in here. Because it doesn't matter to anybody else but these terrible people. And I don't even think they understand that it's God being spiteful. Well, okay, maybe back then it wasn't called spiteful, but it was called something, and God was being it. And now we are having to read this shit for no fucking reason, because we already know what God's house looked like. And we know what his bachelor pad looks like. And we know what his church looks like. And this one up here, it looks pretty much the same, only better. Because God did it. I haven't even read this yet, and I'm getting tired. Okay. So, then he brought me into the sanctuary and measured the doorposts, 6 cubits wide on one side and 6 cubits. I haven't even got through the first paragraph. Don't even start that yawning shit. I haven't even made it one paragraph. Okay, so the door was 6 cubits by 6 cubits, and the width of the tabernacle. Oh, the doors were on each side, the width of the tabernacle. One width of the entryway was 10 was 10 cubits, and the side walls of the entrance were 5. Oh my God. See, this is stupid. Why are we reading this? None of us are ever even going to see this place. Why are we reading this? See, Miss Muddy's taking a smoke break because this shit's so boring. She's like, if I go outside and smoke, I'm not even going to miss anything. So I don't care to go outside and smoke because I'm not going to miss anything. Because it's just a bunch of fucking measurements that we don't even need to know. Miss Muddy, why are we reading this? We could just move on very quickly. We wouldn't even miss a thing. Oh, I can't believe he found my channel. Holy crap. Hey, I didn't even know you found my channel before. Hi. Hi, I've missed you at Severe's. Well, mostly because I haven't been there. I've only popped in a little bit. But anyway, I'm glad you found my channel. Yay. Are you going to stay? Because this shit is so fucking boring. And wait, who's going to bed? Oh, Preacher's going to bed. Good night, cousin. I love you. And General Samuel. The chat on YouTube is going. If you want to go over to YouTube, or you can stay and pill chat and just talk to me and tell me why the fuck we're reading this shit. Because, look, it's making my sedatives kick in, and I haven't even made it through one page. Really, I think I've only made it through not even 2 paragraphs. I'm having such a hard time. Yeah. But anyways, welcome to the party pen. You need to turn on the stickers. I don't know how to do that. Look, I've literally been going live here for like a week. And this guy called Who Cares? He has a radio channel. He helped me do it. And then Matt 1776 took time out of his vacation to help me learn how to do this. So I haven't learned very much about pill.net. I have not learned anything, really. I haven't learned anything. I'm going to Ginger Nuts. Oh, Neil, good night. I love you. Listen, we're going to have coffee in the morning. I have cat bear poop coffee. I made a whole live stream about it earlier. So I'm going to drink some poop while you drink coffee. Good morning, and I love you. You'll figure it out eventually. Just wanted to let you know. Does that mean you're leaving? Don't leave. Oh my God. This book is torture. How do I create stickers? Okay. How do I turn it on? Pending approval, banned, favorites. I don't know what any of that means. Create a sticker. All stickers. Look, they have all stickers. And we'll do this one because submit to channel. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm going to have to do that probably tomorrow, I think. Because I guess I got to go through them individually. That's crazy. Choose, open, approve. What does that mean? Choose, open. All stickers. Does that mean? No, that doesn't mean that. Okay. Look, I don't know, but we have to poop for the brain. Yes. Okay, now I don't know how to get out of here. Open, open, close, approve. I don't know. But now, how do I get back to my chat? Now I don't know what I'm doing. Stickers. We're gonna go backwards. I guess we can't go back. Oh, yeah, we went backwards. Okay. No. What? Okay, you're over here. I am everywhere. I love that you're everywhere. But, but you gotta stay for this boring part of this book. Because, believe me, I'm gonna want to find anything else to talk about. But, Miss Muddy, you have to answer my question, why are we reading this? Because I would really love to know. Because is uh, this is out of control, Miss Muddy. I can't. And God voice is not working. General Samuel is usually God voice, but for some reason my soundboard is dead and God doesn't want to hang out with us because I don't want to read about his brand new bachelor pad that he made out of spite. Yeah, and he did. He made it out of spite because these people fucked around and let God's house get destroyed. So then he's like, I'm going to make my own house. And now he's telling Ezekiel to tell these people the exact measurements of his house in heaven. Well, actually, it's his bachelor pad because God's not married. He's not into that shit right now. He's got plans. So he's not into getting married. He's a happy bachelor. And he built his own bachelor pad because these people let his other one get destroyed. And now, for some fucking reason, we got to read about it. And God is not very happy that I don't want to read about it. Ah, which is so aggravating. You have no idea. God's like, read about my fucking house, motherfucker. And I'm like, I don't want to read about your house. But I'm going to attempt to read about his house and only skip a little bit. Okay. So, his walls were really wide. They were 5 cubits on this side and 5 cubits on the other. It was, and he measured its length, which was 40 cubits. So is that 80 by 10? That might be 80 by 10. Oh, 80 by 20. My bad. Also, he went inside and measured the doorposts. Why the fuck do we care about a doorpost? I don't even know. I'm spitting. I don't really speak Jew very often. Again, my took is hurt. Oh, this is giving me the sugar. I'm getting the sugar. Okay. So he measured the doorposts. They were 2 cubits, and the entrance was 6 cubits high. Well, who the fuck is small enough for 2 cubits? I don't even know what that is, but I'm pretty sure even my little ass can't fit in that. Actually, I'm kind of wide. But, oh, that's crazy. This is fucking crazy. and the entrance 6 cubits high. The entrance was 7 cubits, but the doorposts were 2 cubits. That doesn't even look right. That looks like you're walking in a funhouse mirror. That just sounds. It goes from 2 to 7. Okay. Okay, I know what's happening. He measured the length, 20 cubits, and the width, 20 cubits, beyond the sanctuary. And he said to me, "This is the most holy place." Yeah, see, big guy? See, when my soundboard quits working, that's how you sound. Like a drunken robot on steroids. Look, and also sedatives. See, why is my soundboard not working? And he said, "This is the most holy place." Next, he measured the wall of the temple, 6 cubits, and the width of each side, chamber all around. And the temple was 4 cubits on every side. What? Oh, this is like walking into a clown house. What does this even look like? Look, big guy, I don't want to call you tacky, but this is like a carnival. This this don't even look right. It's like big and small and big. And then it's like really round and then big and small. Like, what are you doing? Okay. Why are we reading this? Okay. The side chambers were 3 stories, one above the other. 30 chambers in each story. They rested on the edges, which were for the side chambers all around. So is that the balcony? I guess that's a balcony. That they might be supported, but not fastened to the wall of the temple. So it's not a balcony. It's a floaty thing. How the fuck is that even possible? Oh, well, God logic, and he made it in heaven. So, you know, whatever. Okay, each story, and they were not fastened to the wall of the temple. As one went up from story to story, beside the chambers became wider all around because their supporting ledges in the wall of the temple ascended like steps. Therefore, the width of the structure increased as he went up from the lowest story to the highest by way of the middle one. I also saw an elevation all around the temple. It was the foundation of the side chambers, a full rod that is 6 cubits high. The thickness of the outer wall of the chambers was 5 cubits. Also, the remaining terrace by the place of the side chambers, and between it and the wall was a width of 20 cubits all around. The temple on every side. The doors of the side chambers opened on the terrace, opened on the terrace. One door, no, one door toward the north and another toward the south, and the width was 5 cubits all around. Why, Miss Muddy? Why? Why? Am I reading this shit? Ugh, this is terrible. I don't. Now he's talking about a different building, but it's attached to the courtyard. Why am I reading this? Man, and I bet nobody is here even suffering with me. Everybody went to bed because they're like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out. Don't nobody want to hear about this. I don't even want to hear about it. And I read the Bible for fun. Like, literally read the Bible for fun. And I don't want to read this. Oh my God. I am going to take creative control of my channel and say I'm not reading this. Okay. So, chapter 41. Chapter 41 is schematics. It's all schematics. It's Ezekiel 41 if you want to finish reading it, because I don't want to finish reading it, because nobody wants to finish reading it. Not that I don't like God doing spiteful things to these terrible ass people, but I don't need to know the schematics of his spiteful house. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a spiteful house, but why the fuck else would he make it when they already made him one? And they're about to spend 40 more years making him another one. So I don't know. Look and... Oh! Why isn't my chat showing up? Food for the brain. Because God told you to. Right. At least you don't have to cook your food with poop. That is absolutely true. But I told you, I'm going to come to Oklahoma and we're going to set all the poop on fire. Yep. A cubit is 21.5 inches. Why isn't none of this showing up in my chat? Look in Discord to show the pic and move on. Jeez. Oh, well, I didn't even know you were... Look, my chat quit working. I don't know what the fuck happened. Okay. Discord, the party bin. Okay. Oh, here's the picture. Okay. Let me Let me clear my throat. Uh. Let me clear my throat. Okay. Share screen. Yeah. Discord. Okay. There. That's the picture of what God's house will look like. Can I make myself bigger? I can. Oh, look. I did things. Did you draw that, Miss Muddy? Because that is a very clever drawing. And this is what God's bachelor pad slash tabernacle looks like. Let me clear my throat. Stop sharing. Okay. Go back over here. Okay. Now, let me get down here to my chat again. Look on Discord. We just did. Is that the last message? Look on Discord? Apparently. See, I no. Look on Discord is not the last message. No, it's in my Bible. Oh. So now that we know what it looks like, do we still gotta read it? Oh my god. No, we're gonna read it. Except for I am again, I'm taking creative control and I'm just gonna ad lib through this whole thing. Because we are never gonna see this place. Because it's in heaven and it's not meant to make us Gentiles jealous. It was actually supposed to make these people jealous, but I don't think they understood God's message of why this shit is so important to God. They just figured they were supposed to do it. But, oh, shit. Look, that was my alarm saying it's time to leave. But, but, no, we're still trying to figure this shit out. Okay. They were long and as wide as the others. Okay, 42. And he said, okay, so chapter 42 says, oh, God. Do we want to read any more of this? We're reading it. I'm telling God. Well, look, God is already playing with my soundboard. So he's already kind of upset. Because I don't want to read this. But I also don't want to get swallowed by a fish, eaten by a lion, killed by a carriage from heaven. That happened to Eli. That's how Eli died. God made an angel chariot and struck Eli in the head and brought him to heaven. And then everybody was pissed and they made Elias search for Eli, who was obviously in heaven. But whatever. Because God killed Eli and brought him to heaven. Elijah. Elijah. And they had, who was the other one? It was Elisha. They had Elisha go search for Elijah when God had already killed him and took him to heaven. And everybody knew that because they kept telling Elisha, you know what's going to happen to your master today? He's going to die. But then they were like, no, go search for the guy because I'm sure he was whisked away somewhere else. And Elisha was like, okay. So I don't know. Yeah, John Smith Ghost is no fucking joke for real. He is. He is a tricksy ghost. And he thinks he's funny. But he's not funny. John Smith Ghost. Well, he could be considered funny, except for when he's not funny. John Smith Ghost is usually amusing sometimes, but sometimes it's like, dude, knock it off. But really, I think the soundboard thing was God. And I'm going to end up getting swallowed by a fish because I don't want to do this. But if I just take it one chapter a day, it may not be so overwhelming and so boring. But it'll be 8 days of me telling you how bad I don't want to read this. But the only reason I don't want to read it is because it's so many fucking numbers and it's shit that we don't really need to know. Because we are not these terrible ass people or people who pretend to be these terrible ass people that still don't understand God's message. Well, they were never really supposed to because they were taught how to be these terrible ass people by one guy in Babylon. And it's really kind of sad that I couldn't find the story of Babylon because that is a hell of a story. But we had to read these prophet books. Okay. So God brought Ezekiel to the outer court by the way toward the north. And then he brought me into the chamber, which was which was opposite, separating the courtyard, and which was opposite to the building toward the north, facing the length, which was 100 cubits. The width was 50. And this was the north door opposite the inner court of 20 cubits. Oh my God. I'm not. I'm fucking not. And there were chambers in the front toward the outside, and then a walkway 10 cubits wide, and it was 1 cubit long, and the other doors faced the north. The upper chambers were shorter, because the galleries took away the space from them more than from the lower and the middle stories. So the people who got those rooms must have been very unimportant. Was John Smith the last message? Because, yeah, okay. It was the last message. Okay. So the upper ones were smaller. Okay. There was 3 stories that did not have pillars. Like the pillar of the courts. Therefore, the upper levels, therefore, the upper level was shortened more than the lower and mid levels from the ground up. And there was a wall outside that ran parallel to the chambers at the front of the chambers toward the outer court, and its length was 50 cubits. Okay. Okay. And the length, oh my God. So there's an outer chambers facing the outer court. Toward the outer court, whereas that facing the temple was 100 cubits. At the lower chambers was an entrance on the east side as one goes into them from the outer court. And there were chambers in the thickness of the wall toward the east, opposite the separating courtyard and opposite the building. There was a walk in front of them also, and their appearance was like the appearance which were toward the north. Okay, so they all looked identical. So it was like prison cells inside the church. Okay. Then he said to me, the north and south chambers, which are opposite the separating courtyard, are the holy chambers. There, the priests who approach the Lord shall eat the most holy offerings. There, they shall lay the most holy offerings, the grain offering, the sin, and the trespass offerings, for the place is holy. When the priests enter them, they will not go out of the holy chamber into the outer court, but there they shall leave their garments which they minister. Oh, yeah, they got to get naked and eat. That was a thing, yeah. That was one of those passive aggressive things to Aaron. Do you remember Miss Muddy? He's like, you got to eat in the doorway naked. Or it was something like that. Or they had to eat dry oatmeal and they couldn't drink any wine, but they had to eat dry oatmeal and not drink any wine. Oh, and then they had to eat the meat sandwich that had no cheese. It was just meat and bread in the doorway in their flip flops and underwear. Isn't that what it was? It was something like that. Totally passive aggressive. God made it sound like he was doing this to be holy, but he was pissed off at Aaron because Aaron, as soon as Moses was gone, let these people worship cows. And God was pissed off because God is definitely not a cow. He has washboard abs. He washes his own clothes on his stomach. God is a pretty boy, and he lets you know it. Okay. Okay. Not. Okay. There they shall leave their garments in which they minister, for they are holy. They shall put on other garments. Then they may approach that which is for the people. Right, they put on their underwear and t shirt things. They put on their pajamas. God invented boxers and wife beaters, manly tank tops, and boxer shorts. Yep. And they have to wear those when they eat special food and have dry oatmeal, which is a thing that they do. But they also make gravy. God loves gravy. He wants all the fat. He's like, give me the fat. Is my shirt inside out? I think. No. Okay. Maybe my pocket's inside out. I don't know. But it feels like my clothes are inside out. Yeah. Now, when he had finished measuring the inner temple, oh, thank God. Thank you, God. Yeah. No more measuring shit. I'm so tired. Thank you, big guy. You make my life good. Okay. Now. Oh my God, I lied. Oh. No, I still mean thank you. Thank you for making that part over. But really, really, big guy. Big guy. Okay. Now, when he had finished measuring the inner temple, he brought me out through the gateway that was toward the east and measured it all around. He measured the east side with the measuring rod. 500 rods by the measuring rod all around. He measured the north side, 500 rods all around. Then he measured the south side. Here we are now, going to the west side. I pick up my friends, and we hope we don't die. That's Moby and Gwen Stefani. That is a pretty decent song. It's called Southside. And it's actually, I'm not a big fan of Gwen Stefani by herself. And I'm also not a big fan of Moby, but I'm a big fan of that song because it's decent. It is a decent Gwen Stefani Moby song. It's called Southside. Okay. And it was also 500 rods. Then the west side, it was 500 rods. He measured it on the four sides. It had a wall all around, 500 cubits long and 500 wide to separate the holy area from the common area. Okay. Oh, oh my God. I hope God voice works tomorrow. I really do because I think we're done with this shit. Well, okay, we're not done with it, and it's not shit. Das Bible is not shit. But all that measuring crap, I swear, I swear, next time, next measuring thing you go on, God, when you want to measure everything, I'm not reading it. That is a motherfucking lie because I'm gonna be forced to read it again. Man. But I don't think God's gonna force me to read it this time. I think I'm skipping all the names and I'm skipping all the schematics. I'll just tell you where the chapters are and you can feel free to read all of that on your own. But next time, I'm not reading it, except for the outfit that God makes Aaron and his sons wear, because I'm telling you, that is the funniest shit ever. God is so mad at Aaron. You should see how he made him dress. And the Pope thinks he dresses like that. But God dressed Aaron in tie dye. It had nothing to do with what the Pope wears. Because Aaron was wearing tie dye. Yeah, it was tie dye, gold, blue, and then he had to put blood on it. Like, and then he had to wear the blood. And then when Aaron died, his son had to wear the same outfit. Yup, it's fucking crazy. And then Aaron's sons wanted to give God a pretty smell. Two of his sons. And they were like, God, we got the pretty smell. And then God was like, die. And then they died. But Aaron was not allowed to be sad about that because reasons. Aaron was not allowed to be sad about that. And I will read about all of that because it is amusing and funny. But all these numbers are not amusing or funny. And it's for that gematria shit that Seven's always talking about. But um, we don't get into gematria and all that shit. So I don't really have no need for it. Because that's not what we're here for. We're here for the things that God said. Yeah. And that is a thing. We're here for what God said. Not all the numbers in gematria. Because, again, God doesn't have time to make gematria. Other people made that shit up and decided they were going to put it in Das Bible. Because I'm telling you, there was one time they got paid by the word to write this book. That's why all this extra shit is in here. Yep. But, oh, you. Damn it, you're talking to me. I can't read my chat. Perfect symmetry. Yeah. Cheater. What do you mean? Very controlled. But you know what? That's why we have this Ethiopian Bible, because even though it was written by the people that wrote the regular Bible, it's different. So we're going to give it a look see. We're going to get, oh, uh-oh. I just locked this ring on my finger. Okay, not doing that again. But anyways, are you ready for bed, Miss Muddy? I'm sure you are, because you got to get up for work in like 6 hours. Dun, 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 dun. Look, God hangs out right up there in the corner of the party pen. He knows exactly what I'm doing. Believe me. And I'm going to get swallowed by a fish. But, I don't take it back. This is so much stuff that we don't even need to know. And if I have to plead my case, I'll plead my case. But there are a bunch of other people who have made up what that shit means. And I'm telling you, there's no reason to make it up because we don't need to know it. I mean, at one time, there was a time that these people needed to know what this means. But because they didn't want to admit that God was mad at them and being spiteful and making them do double the work to make this perfect, because he's being spiteful, like he did with Aaron. You still love me. Of course I do, Miss Muddy. You are my second manager. Because I have Miss Raven Lady. She was the first person that ever watched my videos on Gab. The first person ever liked my videos. And the first person that I have ever messaged out of the blue because she stopped liking my videos and it aggravated me. So I asked her why. And then we've been talking every day since. It's been like 8 years. And I told her that if I ever struck it rich, I would buy her a house. Yep, and I will. She lives in North Carolina, so I would have to move her to Ohio, but I would take care of that lady. And I would take care of you, Miss Muddy. And I mean that. One day I'll make enough money, and then we can just trade coffee cups like real neighbors. And I can't wait to trade coffee cups with you. I gotta figure out how to send this pumpkin one to you. I think I need to find your address. I don't think I have your address, but if I could find your address, I'll send you this pumpkin coffee cup. I keep it right here so I can see it. It's got two little faces on it. And I keep it right here so I can see it. Because we are dumb and don't listen. Well, that's a woman thing, apparently, because we are not the only ones. Well, we're not the only women that don't listen. If you look at my life, you can tell I don't ever listen to a fucking thing. Like, never. But eventually I'm going to start listening and paying attention to things. Because I have a real hard time remembering to pay attention. Yeah. But you got to get up and go to work tomorrow, don't you? Yeah, in like 6.5, 5.5 hours. This is crazy. Hey, General Samuel Fields, are you still here? Oh, I am almost kind of really embarrassed, Miss Muddy, that every time I get a visitor I'm pilled, God voice don't work. Or when God voice works, nobody shows up, which is kind of really sad. Oh, I don't think he's still here. But Miss Muddy, you want to smoke this cigarette with me before we hang up for the night? And then I can't believe that my soundboard just went out like crazy. I can't believe it. But it still says that it's working, which is crazy to me. And maybe I should have reset my stream, but there were a lot of people here at that time, and it's like, I don't know if I should reset my stream with that many people in here. That many people never. Well, no, that's not true. I had 10 people watching at one time once, but there was 5 people in here, and I didn't want to lose them. Damn, he said goodnight real quick. All right, Miss Muddy and General Sam, if you're still here. I don't even know if I should call him General Sam. Isn't that kind of disrespectful? No, I'm mostly just kidding. I didn't mean to call him General Sam. It just, I don't know. It sounded right, I think. It sounded like something and I said it. So, anyway, I want to say goodnight to everyone. It did. It worked out real fine. And hopefully tomorrow, God Voice works again because I did a good job. Yeah, and I gotta rewatch this over and listen for my stream to go out because I want to know what happened. It's fucking crazy to me. I can't believe it. Anyway, I want to tell everybody it's time to give the pillow some head. Put some lipstick on. Put a ring on it. Get it all over your face. Then give your bed linen the best as ever and have the sweetest dreams ever. It's about to be real loud for a second. So good night and I love you. Do you see the hearts flying? Hold on. Wait, I can't read that, Miss Muddy. Do you see the hearts flying with the outro? Maybe I never looked, but if you're pressing that heart button, then it definitely shows up. It might not show up on Pilled, but it'll definitely show up on YouTube. So I'll watch it again on YouTube. But I'll hit the you know what I will do? I'll watch it on YouTube. Yeah, I'll watch it on YouTube. So go ahead and punch the hearts all you want. But make sure to give me the thumbs and the pills. And we have a good time. So now it's time to give the pillow some head and the sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. Love you so much. Good night. Oh, damn. Told you that was gonna be loud as fuck for no reason. Yeah, not even. Sure. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Give me the thumbs and heart. Just one time because I love it. Hold on. Yeah. Severe made that for me, and I love him for it. It's amazing. Anyway, good night, everybody.